Hi guys, welcome back to the World of Tanks test server with Gamer. We are back having a look at some of the Swedish tanks, and I'm going to knock it down a few tiers now, and we're going to take a look at the Tier 7 Leo. Now, I haven't actually played a mech game in this tank yet, but I've fully upgraded everything. I've equipped it with a standard armor loadout, and I'm just going to talk through what my initial impressions of the tank are looking at the stats, and then load it out and take it into the garage. I'm not going to bother setting up commander skills because they'll all be 0%, so they won't do anything at the moment anyway. But initial impressions, when I first looked at it in the thumbnail down here, I thought it looked a lot like a T-34-85, and there's not a huge difference. Looking at the stats, it's got, if you use you've got two choices of guns. You've either got a 10cm gun here with 300 damage, 155 penetration, round about 5 rounds per minute unmodified, or you can go for a 75mm gun which has half the damage, slightly less penetration but slightly more than double the rate of fire. So depending on your playstyle, either of those is a reasonably good gun. Both got round about 150mm penetration, round about 200 with premium ammunition, and of course the 10cm has the better high explosive performance because it's a bigger shell. So unmodified with 100% crew, you're looking at a fire rate of 5.5 rounds per minute. If you want to get that up, if we were to fit a gun rammer and vents, you can get that fire rate up to 6.3. Final equipment for this, let's see, well, you can't get vertical stabilizer, so it's a big gun. It's got quite a long aiming time, 2.8 seconds with this setup, so if you fit the enhanced gun length drive, that drops your aiming time down to 2.5 seconds, which isn't too bad. 0.39 accuracy, well, it's a 10cm 100mm gun, what do you expect? Now, if we then look at the survivability, it's got 1,100 hit points, which isn't too shabby. And the hull armour is 70mm at the front, but has quite a nice slope on it, which does make this top plate, that's about 30-degree slope, so I think somewhere in the region of 120mm. That's 30-degree up, so 60-degree back. Possibly more, I don't know the exact figure, but it does mean if somebody's shooting up and catches that top plate, or shooting across you from sort of this angle and hits the top plate, there is a reasonable chance this could actually bounce some quite high caliber shots. Lower plate is quite flat at the front, so this is going to be a relatively easy area to penetrate the tank. Here, very well sloped back, but if you're firing up into the lower plate as this thing crests a ridge, just shoot there. Turret, 70 at the front, rounded a little bit, but it's not going to offer you a huge amount of protection. Again, I don't know what the gun mantle's like, but if we look at the manoeuvrability, this thing has almost 20 horsepower per ton without using any consumables, and a top speed of 60 kilometers an hour and a traverse speed of 40 degrees. This makes me think, in a way, that this tank should be played similar to the T-34-1. As you can see there, it's got slightly better top speed, similar traverse speed, and it actually has a better specific power to weight ratio, but again, they're both equipped with these 10cm guns, and on paper the Leo is actually more manoeuvrable. So I'd say, tactics wise, just looking at the stats of course, that your best tactic is run up, get around the flanks, derp a shot into the flank, then just get out of there while they're still busy lumbering their big heavy turrets round. Anyway, that's enough of my theories about the tank. So if we jump into a game, we'll see how we do, see if I can showcase what the tank's like, see if we can see any of the strengths and weaknesses, and if I can actually play it how I think it should be played, just looking at the stats. Okay, so we're here on Serene Coast. It's a Tier 8 match. A couple of the new Tier 8 Swedish heavies. What else have we got? A couple of Leos, One of the new Swedish tank destroyers. So, smattering of the tanks. Quite a few premiums, as to be expected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 premiums on the other team. And 3 on ours, but it's a test server. It's what people do. They either play tier 10s or they play the premiums that they haven't had a chance to get in-game. Unfortunately, you don't quite get enough gold to buy all of the premiums you don't have in-game. So you have to pick and choose. But anyway, I'm going to head over here, and as I can already see, this thing is blisteringly quick in a straight line. And the reticle doesn't actually seem to bloom that much. Not horribly when you're driving at full speed. So that's always good. Doesn't have that bad a reticle bloom at all by the look of it. Stops quite quickly as well. Well, let's see. Let's have a look at this then. No, that hit the train carriage. Oh dear, there's one of them in front of me. Let's get down here where he can't hit me. Or he misses. We'll try and get up here. Hope he doesn't have much backup. And oh, the Cheeto. So yeah, this does seem like a relatively safe tactic for this thing. Pop up, take a shot. Oh dear. Not sit out in front of an auto-loader like that. Don't pay attention to every direction at once, which is not overly great on my spatial awareness when it comes to this sort of thing. KB2 can't get me, so let's try and deal with it there. Pretty good gun depression. Oh, I missed. Never mind, pull back. Reload. He's pulling back. KB2 is coming up there. But we're pushing them back on this side, which is always good. Now that hurt. So, oh dear, the KB2 got me. I was hoping I could get round before that thing could get me, but didn't really get to showcase much there. As you can see, it's very fast and straight line, nice and manoeuvrable. It does seem to do well at the poking up, taking a shot and moving. I managed to get a shot into the Cheeto, okay, point blank range, but as I was moving as well, and get round it. But I did take a hit from something in the town, the Cheeto, and then obviously the KB2 finished me off. So we'll jump back into another match, and we'll see what happens there. Okay, so this time we're in a tier 9 match, so I'm going to be more relegated to support tank in this one. But at least that should potentially stop me driving forwards and being an idiot and outrunning my support. In theory. Oh, pardon me. So I'm going to head up to the western flank, traditional medium tank area. Oh. Got some support on this side, but again, once again you can see this thing. Okay, it's not as quick off the mark as the MX-30 or the Batshak 25 AP, but it's still pretty quick. Even going up the hill, I'm still, well, quite a steep hill there, and I still managed to come up here at an average of more than 40 kilometers an hour, which is always good. Right, Sperrpanzer. That missed, unfortunately. Was a bit of a long shot for this gun. That hit though, and that's at 530 meters, so the accuracy isn't much of an issue if you take the time to stop and aim. As long as you've got a target who's willing to sit where you can shoot them anyway. Oh dear, where did he come from? Come back here, mister. Oh dear. Yeah, don't sit there. Oh, what are we? blue tank already, always good. I'd lay bets that that's an angry Russian. How did I guess? It's always an angry Russian who decides to team damage someone just so they can get a kill. Anyway. Managed to put his gun to a bit of use, which is good. Oh, someone else got to kill that. All my shot was still in the air. Don't know whether it would have hit anyway, but managed to get a couple of shots in. I took a couple of shots up the arse as I pulled back to try and deal with the Sperrpanzer that had got round, but that's to be expected. What have we got now? Oh, he has a much better aiming time than I do. To be expected, that is a Tier tank, not Tier 7. Oh dear. Right, I do not want to be. I'm feeling that that was a Sperrpanzer on our team that did that. Because I don't see another Sperrpanzer over there. I think they're all over there. Get across this open ground without being shot. Probably not. But we can give it a try. A couple of shots coming from over there. Hopefully they missed. That's all the Sperrpanzer's dealt with. Let's try and push up and do some support. I haven't done a huge amount, but I am a Tier 7 tank here. And this does seem to be working, acting in more the support role than an aggressive role as such. Although I can be aggressive enough to do that. So glad he hadn't reloaded. Get back into cover. There's no way I can penetrate him, but well, very unlikely anyway. But if he's going to do that, it's still bounced. Well, that's pretty impressive. But I think we've won this one, because it's 12-4. And there we go. That was actually quite a successful match. Sorry about that bump just there. So let's have a look how I did results wise. Wasn't team killed by an angry Russian, which is always good. So let's see. Damage wise, middle of the field. Experience wise, wasn't great, but wasn't horrible. And I did over 1400 damage, not overly accurate firing on my behalf, but that was a pretty good match, considering I was, I think, the only Tier 7 in the match. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think I could well have been the only Tier 7. Oh, I'm not sure, the T49, I can't remember. But yeah. And Tier 7 on our team anyway, there were a couple of Leos on the other team, but yeah, I think I did alright there. So yeah, that's just my opinion of the Leo Tier 7 Swedish medium tank that is in the game now, and how I'm going to play it when I unlock it. Your mileage may vary, you may prefer the more rapid firing 75mm gun rather than the 100, but let me know what you think of the tank, of the video, whatever. Hope you enjoyed the video, take care, and I'll catch you next time.